Hey, you guys. What is up? What is up, my lovies? I don't even know what to call y'all, but I'm calling y'all my lovies today, okay? What is up, y'all? Welcome to De La Soul YouTube. I'm so used to only going live on YouTube. I'm actually on Facebook too right now. So let me acknowledge my Facebook fam. What is up? How are you guys? I have a message for you today. Why do I feel like it's something in my hair? Oh, there is something in my hair. What is up? I'm gonna give y'all a second to come in. Welcome on this beautiful. Is today Thursday? Yes. Mm-hmm. While I wait for a few of you guys to come in here, this is my book of choice that I'm going to share with you guys today. I am trying to share a book every time I go live. I feel like I have enough books. Okay, ignore my neighbor's dog because he is lit right now, and I don't want to close my windows and my doors. So, anyways, this is the book of choice, you guys. I know I love books. It just makes me so happy. So, this book is Changing Children's Lives with Hypnosis: A Journey to the Center. This book actually found me. I was not looking for this book. This book is going to do some amazing things with my career. I have no idea exactly what, but I do know it because I can feel it. I haven't read too much of it. I'm on like page 63. But I can tell you that over the last 40 years, pediatricians, doctors, psychologists have been using hypnosis on children that are on the spectrum, children that deal with cerebral palsy. There's another particular condition that I didn't even know existed. That's what this doctor really based the book around, that children have. And they're using the same techniques that I use in order to heal people and help them to quantum create the lives they want and go into other lives. So that is this book. If you have a child that's on the spectrum, you should definitely consider hypnosis. I don't like the word hypnosis, so I would prefer to say you should consider them getting therapy where they are taken into an altered state of mind in order for them to heal. Because according to this doctor and all the other doctors that are speaking in this book, this has been happening for over 30, 40 years now, and it is showing amazing results. Otherwise, it wouldn't be done. So welcome, you guys. We're going to talk about, what's the topic today? The message that came through. The title that came through was really funny, but the message is so relevant, and that is both you and me, both of our shit stink, okay? Both of it. I didn't know how else to put this. I couldn't think of anything else, but this is what this is about. So I feel like I share this a lot on my YouTube channel, and maybe that's because I do, or maybe that's because the message is always coming through to me. But damn, I can't even get on my other phone. I wanted to share a scripture with y'all that I looked up. This is like my fifth time probably looking up the scripture. Dang, I can't share it with y'all because it's on that phone. But let me see what I can do to get to it. So it's a scripture that has to do with what we're going to talk about, which is how me and you, both of our shit stinks. Why do we act like it doesn't? Why do humans act like we have some? Let me see. I don't know the scripture by heart, but it's like, yet let ye judge. Okay. See, stuff just be coming to me because I wasn't even going to share the scripture. Like, I said the scripture perfectly last night. Let ye not judge some shit. Okay. It'll come to me. Okay. So this is a really good message that came through to me, and it's basically just to say that there is nothing that you and I, like there's no existence of you and I in really any life, but in this particular one where we have not done things that are out of alignment of our inner higher true selves, which is our God selves. You haven't done you like all the moves that you've made since whenever you were able to make your own moves, the moves that I've made, we have all done things that are out of alignment of our true self, of our true higher self, as in the energy that creates worlds, the source energy. We've all done things out of alignment of that. So the judgment, the level of judgment that takes place upon the earth, you would just think that at least half of us, when we go to use the restroom and we take a number two, it does not stink. Like, that's really what you would think, because we really got the nerve, like human beings really have the nerve to measure someone else's life and dictate someone else's path, when all of us have done things that are considered bad or just out of alignment with who we truly are. It is a part of the template that we are in. It is divine, okay? It's not something to judge. Let me see if I got this scripture up. Okay, yes, I believe this is a scripture. I'm gonna share the scripture in a minute. The scriptures always like coming to me, and I have to share it. I'm sorry if I'm not being able to answer everybody's comments, because when I go live on both platforms, sometimes the comments don't show up. So just keep on commenting. It's okay. I will respond to you whenever I see it, even if it's after I get off. But yeah, so it's just a matter of really resonating with the fact that all of us do things that are out of alignment of our true and higher selves. So therefore, what this means is that you judging someone else's path because you don't agree with the path, because you feel like they should have moved this way, because they are suffering in any way that you're seeing, or maybe they're even expressing to you personally that they're going through something, and you judging them is like literally like, it's crazy, because we have all done things out of alignment, and everything is meant to be here. So not only judging other people, but judging yourselves. We judge ourselves just as hard, if not harder, than we judge other people's paths. A lot of you guys are telling yourselves these lies, like, you're not where you're supposed to be. One of the number one questions I get when people come to me for sessions and they want to know things, they're like, I want to know if I am on my purpose. Like, am I living my purpose? And I'm just amazed at how much we judge ourselves so much that we don't even, do you hear what that question sounds like? You don't even trust that you are where you are meant to be right now. How could you be showing up for yourself and loving yourself and radiating love if you don't even truly, you're not even certain if you're doing what you're supposed to do right now, like if your current existence is divine or not? That's insane. And we have these, we the same ones who are telling ourselves these lies, which is the majority of us, are also judging our own path. That's the indication that you are, and then judging other people's. That's crazy. If you really think about it, it's crazy, because again, none of us have done anything. None of us have been moving this entire time and not doing things that are out of alignment with our higher self. It's just all supposed to be. Let me try to get back to my Facebook so I can not ignore y'all. But I really wanted to come on here and share this message, and just helping you guys remember that, I feel like I sound like a broken record, but it needs to be repeated, because we have amnesia, okay? We need to remember that there is nothing. There is no such thing as being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You cannot make mistakes here. Mistakes don't exist. It's a made up principle. It's a human judgment thing that mistakes even exist. God never meant for us to feel like mistakes exist. We just made it up. It's just humans' way. Like it was easier for us to be able to gauge like what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. Easier for us for our egos to judge with us creating something like mistakes. But I not only want to encourage you to get that principle out of your mind, I also want for parents, for you guys to teach your children that it is okay to make mistakes because they don't exist. And you can do this really young. I'm very intentional about this because I get this call all the time where, just like I said, people normally don't believe that they're on the right path. And then we are often caught up on our past. We're often upset and we have resentment, we regret. We're judging other people. Oh, well, you shouldn't have did that. Like, even for people that do what I do, even readers and spiritual teachers, when I hear somebody say, well, you weren't supposed to do that. Well, that happened because you wasn't supposed to do that. God did that because you wasn't. What? This doesn't even make sense. Like, this is like you're speaking gibberish because it doesn't go with Earth's template for it to be a mistake here, for it to be something that you were supposed to have done or something that you weren't supposed to have done. And we can't agree, especially for those of you who are of the Christian religion, you can't agree that God doesn't make mistakes and then also think that people are out here just making a bunch of mistakes. That is an oxymoron. Because are you saying that God is just sitting back watching people and just like, oh yeah, there goes the mistake, there goes the mistake? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Let me not get all deep into that, but it just doesn't make sense. Let me try to pull up my Facebook thing. So, okay, I see comments. Sorry guys, if you're just tuning in and I haven't responded, I'm trying to like multitask. Because for some reason, when I go live on both of my platforms, the comments don't come up. This is my first time actually catching you live. Hey, Kiki. Thank you. Yes, I will keep this live up. Yes. What is up? What is up? Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are enjoying this live already, then thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And you can share it. You can share it right now and people can watch it. So yeah, I'm just really giving this message that came to me today about the importance. Y'all gonna hear me say this so much. If you haven't been on my YouTube channel, my subscribers know this is like a constant message. I feel like I'm always like putting this somewhere. But if you're coming from Facebook, then if I continue doing these lives, you're gonna see me talk about this so much because it's something that Source really wants us to grasp. We are doing so much of like chastising people and punishing ourselves. So many people are punishing yourselves because you did something that you wish that you didn't do. And you're literally seeing it as a mistake. And that is not what it is. It is exactly what you were supposed to do. It was what your higher self already knew that you were going to do. Yes? Okay, come in. So it's just one of those things, guys. Both of our stuff stank. Okay? You do not need them peanuts. If y'all come from YouTube, then y'all know Titus always got to come in the live and grab 2-3 things. It's just, it has to happen. Shut the door. Don't he always come in the live, y'all, and he be like, I just need one thing, and he gets something else. It's so lame. So definitely think about this. Like, sit with yourself and really try to think about the things that you judge about yourself. Think about, if I could speak to single mothers really quick, and maybe single fathers too. There's a lot of judgment on people's relationships not working. There's a lot of, there has been such this false principle, this false idea that if you are married or if you were married and you got a divorce, you have a failed relationship. Like, it failed. We didn't make it. Oh my God, we failed. Our plan didn't, I'm melting. Like, it's just so much, y'all. We're so dramatic about something that is so divine. And this is the ego that is making you hold on to these principles and these ideas that things are not happening the way they are supposed to. That whatever you planned out, whether it's a wedding or just a birthday party, whatever, that or I should say, if it's moving to another place, because that's a big thing. And whatever, we have this idea, this false thing that if it did not go as we planned it, then oh my God, like it's over with and it failed and it did and it wasn't right. That's so much ego. Because like the message that I shared on here yesterday about how much we take this deep dive into our earth experience, and we are really trying to live this life without talking to source about things, like without listening and going into our intuition. Okay, I want to move to the city, or I want to start this business. Well, let me go get a reading about it. Let me go and pray and beg for God to help it go through. Why don't you just ask what you need? Why don't you just say, is this something that I should do? Okay. And then pay attention to how different things, pay attention to the green lights and the red lights that will answer you right away. Right after you ask, you'll get the answer. It's just that we don't pay attention, and we're not considering that we have a complete diverse team. Like after we took this dive into earth, we have this team that is always in our ear like a Bluetooth. And it's the same exact thing. We are connecting our experiences that don't go as planned with something that is failed, that's a failure, and that is tragic. And the quicker that we get away from this, the quicker that we can accept our life's journey, the quicker that a lot of you single parents can help your children to grow up with more acceptance and love about the fact that they don't have their mother or they don't have their father, instead of it being this template of like all this anger and all this anguish and all this. Source is saying, let's go above this. Like Source is saying, it don't gotta be like that. It doesn't have to be so traumatic and dramatic. Acceptance is the greatest expression of love. This is a message that I got tatted. This is something that I did not create. I received this message like 2 years ago. I'm laying in my bed and I just hear these words: acceptance is the greatest expression of love. So I ended up getting it tatted because it's such a message for us to remember. Acceptance is everything. We say I love you, but can you say I accept you? I love me, but can you say I accept me? I accept me in everything that I'm supposed to experience here. I accept me in everything that I have already experienced. I accept my decisions that I've made that put me in whatever position that I am in today. These kind of things are the hardest things for us to say, because we really try to act like our shit don't stink. And it do. It do, guys. Let me turn this fan on. Tell me if this fan gets too loud. If you are enjoying this live, then please hit that thumbs up, share. YouTube, I feel like I'm missing comments on here. I'm so sorry if you guys are commenting and I'm not seeing it. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is a message about judgment. Stop judging yourself. There's no measurement of like, well, this person did this and that person did that, but my mistake, right? My mistake or my sin was on this level and somebody else was on that level. Like when we leave this template, none of that is going to be important. No one's going to be thinking about the decisions that you made or that someone else made and how the marriage didn't work out and all these other things. It's just so made up. It's just something that humans just needed to make up to help us feel better about ourselves, because somehow we really do act like we don't got like no skeletons in the closet. Like, how you forget? You forget that you used to be I don't even know what you used to do, but you know what you used to do. And that's my point. You shouldn't be looking at nobody's life like you're better than them. You shouldn't be looking at your past like, oh my goodness, I have to hold on to this because I did this. Let go of the judgment. Acceptance. And if you're watching this video, as you know, there's no coincidences. So if this is resonating with you, it is because this message is for you. When I come on here and I give these messages, it is not because I'm sitting up trying to figure out what I'm gonna say. If you're from my YouTube channel, then you know every single one of my episodes of Earth is School, every single one of my lives, it's the same way. I never know what I'm going to talk about. This is for you. This is channeled through me from source. So that's you, that's your higher self. And I love seeing how much that resonates too with you guys. Let me try to read this comment. Hello, Pufreed, Professor. Ooh, this fact. This is the focus of the live, and I just realized about my husband's infidelity, and somehow I have peace, but realize something must change. Woo! Ooh! Hey, hold on, because you about to. I love that. Absolutely. Acceptance. You guys, I can't think of one thing in my experience here that I wish that I didn't do. A little bit when I think about circumcising my son. A little bit when I think about the fact that I let these mofos circumcise my oldest child and everything that we went through because the circumcision did not go right. That's still something that I'm working on. But everything else, I mean, including that, I really have complete, not only do I have acceptance of it, but I have gratitude for it. I'm so thankful. I can't think of anything big and dramatic and tragic or anything that really took me for a loop, anything that was a surprise to me, anything that caused me trauma or depression that didn't end up needing to be there. Like you can, if it's, everything is perspective. It depends on what story you're telling yourself. Because if you don't see why you needed to go through that, then of course you're going to still be caught up on that. And if you're going through something right now, normally when you're in the mud, I don't even want to call it mud, but normally when you're in the experience currently, it's hard to see why it is that you have to go through that. But I want to encourage you to step outside of your left brain and all the logic and all the human, like, oh, well, this didn't work out and they're going to think this and and I thought it was this and I said this and so is going to feel like this. I'm going to encourage you to step out of that and step more into your higher self, because there's always something deeper going on behind the veil. And if you can allow for the process, right? I'm always talking about this process that we say we trust and we really don't. This is the process. When you are in the middle of the confusion and you're in the middle of the whatever the thing is, that's the process. That's what the process looks like. And as I'm saying this, what's coming up for me is these nights that I had in our Bronx apartment when we were stuck in New York City. And oh my goodness, it brings me so much like joy, and I don't even know, like a lot of different emotions, because I remember having my human moments, right? When I was not connected to my higher self, I was not connected to source, and I was going through the template of like, oh my goodness, like what are we gonna do? Like, what did I do? I remember when we went from, because if you guys know my story, then then you know that I had a friend who set me up on the way here to Senegal. And well, obviously she wasn't a friend then, right? But she ended up setting me up and she tried to stop me from coming here. And so she ended up lying to me and telling me that the kids and I couldn't stay in her place like we planned. We were all going to move here to Senegal together. And she ended up dropping us off in a shelter. And I had never been in a shelter before. I didn't know what this life was like. Y'all know we eat different. So it was really crazy. It was in the middle of the COVID. And I remember the day that I went from Manhattan. We went from Manhattan to this big house that we were sharing with a lot of women. And it was crazy. Like, the house was nice, but it's crazy to like have multiple kids and share your space with a bunch of strangers. And they had like curfew, and again, it's COVID, so they're checking the temperature. Everyone's paranoid. It just wasn't the life for me. And the women in there were like, you shouldn't be here. Like, you got too many kids. Like, you need to go to New York City and they'll give you an apartment. So that day, I'll never forget my transition from Manhattan to New York City, which is like 45 minutes to an hour. It was the craziest, like, to this day, it might be like the hardest day I've had in my life. And I just remember going from like this home that where everything was provided for us. And, I'm in a city that I've never been in. They had air conditioning, they had Wi-Fi. And then I go to this apartment that I was really happy to be able to get in the same day. And there's no Wi-Fi, there's no air conditioning, and I'm paying for everything. And I just remember that day. I was like, because the kids was like, Mama, there ain't no Wi-Fi. There ain't no air conditioner. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, did I take them out of a more comfortable environment and place them in where I thought, like, and everything I went through to get there too. And then this is like it's like a disaster. And the girl was like gaslighting me. Like, she was like sending me long paragraphs and then blocking me, saying a bunch of toxic shit and blocking me. So I started to like internalize the things that she was saying. And I had an entire moment. And so what this message brings me to is because through that moment, when I'm having these moments, and this is what I want to encourage you guys to do when you're in your moment, because the moments are okay. Embrace the moments. Okay. That's a whole nother episode that I'll do on fake positivity, because we think that being positive is like running from your pain or running from your fear. That's not how you do. You have to go through it. You have to embrace it, and you have to allow for those feelings to come in, because going through it is going to help you to be able to understand why it's taking place. It's going to bring out the love and the light for you to actually understand what's going on and be able to think clearer on what you need to do next. So anyways, I'm in the Bronx apartment, and I'm going through these motions, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? And then all of a sudden, when I'm trying to find out, like, why, like, what is this happening for? And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Why? What is this happening for? What is the sign? What is the reason? And as I'm going through my perceptions of like, okay, well, this happened, I hear this voice, which is, it's more like a feeling, but it'll make more sense if I say it like a voice. And it goes, you're not just doing this for you. Like, this isn't about you. You think this is about you? This isn't about you. This is about so many people. You're experiencing this for so many people, so that they will know that when you get to the other side of where you're going, they will know that they can do it too. Now, I've already had this reality in so many things, from me going through my divorce and anything else that I might have experienced, where I was able to later help someone else and really understand what I went through. But this message in this moment of me, totally not planning this at all, not knowing that this was going to be a part of my journey, and having to go through those motions. And I mean, this is something where so many people would have panicked, would have lost it. A lot of people probably would have went back home and started all over, all these things. And I'm in the middle of this moment, and I'm by myself. At the time, my parents were really upset with me for even deciding to get up and move to Senegal. Of course, they are so happy and grateful for it now, but at the time, that wasn't the case. So I wasn't talking to my parents. I was just like, it just, the solitude that I was divinely supposed to be in order for me to take in what I'm able to share with you now. That's what that was for. I've helped so many people, not just to move to another country. It's so much deeper than that. It's about the message that I'm sharing with you now. So allow for the process to take place. Allow for you to trust the process. Some of you guys can feel exactly what I felt when I knew that it wasn't just about me. And I felt it so strongly, because when the message came through, I wasn't in tears. I wasn't crying at the time. I was just like, oh my God, like, this is so crazy. And then when I heard, this isn't even about you, like, this is about thousands of different people that need to get what you're going to get from this. And that's what made me cry, because I realized, like, damn, like, I'm not having this experience just for me. This is for my children. This is for so many people to know that this is what it looks like. And just like I was saying a minute ago, what the whole message is, how all of our shit stinks. People still, like, I've been here for 4 years. And if I share my story, I just did an interview. This guy came from Ghana last year to interview me. And I'm sharing my story, and it's a pretty thrilling story. It's actually like, it's one for the books. But I'm here now, and people are still in the comments like, oh, well, you shouldn't have did this, and you can't do that, and you, like, what the hell? I'm already here. It's done. So I'm just sharing that to let you guys know, because when you're judging your own path, a lot of times you're doing it because you're thinking about what people are going to say. Like, you're worried about what others are going to think. And even for you, sister, the one who commented about the infidelity with your husband and stuff, don't get caught up on what others are going to say. I'm going to tell you right now that if you have plans on leaving, they're going to blame you, okay? If you have plans on leaving your marriage and you are a woman, you are going to be the one to blame, because in our society, we look at a man that has committed to a marriage as an automatic good man. If you're a man that marries a woman, you can do no wrong. So when the woman leaves the marriage, it's what happened. Like, why did you do that? You know, there's no way he could have. So just embrace it, okay? It's a part of the template. It's okay. Just be proud of it, okay? Just don't worry about trying to tell your side of the story. Don't worry about if nobody knows. It's just a part of the thing. So it's funny how we end up being on both spectrums, though, because on one end, we're in the scenario and we're judging ourselves. And then on the other end, we're watching someone from afar have a completely different experience. Their situation may be nothing like yours, and then you're judging that. You're saying, oh, well, they should have did this. Well, I don't know why they did that. If that was me, I would have did that. They did that because that's what they were supposed to do. Because it's a part of their journey. It's a part of their journey. I don't even know how else to put that. I'm just always amazed when I see all this judgment. Like, people have so much to say about someone else's journey. There's no way you believe in a higher power. You can't believe, you got to believe that you're the higher power. If you are sitting back telling somebody what they should have done, or if you're watching someone's journey and you're like, oh, I wouldn't have did that. I would have did this. No one cares, okay? Everybody's on their own journey. That's what this is about. Everyone is on their own journey, and you are God, but you're not, okay? I want to be careful with that when I say that. You are the energy that creates worlds, but you did not create another person's path. You have nothing to do with what ends up taking place in another person's path or how it ends up taking place. And I think this message is so important, y'all, because I think one of the main things that I'm experiencing when I'm dealing with clients that are coming to me for other reasons, you don't even think that this is related to a bunch of your shit, but it is. It's so related. Like the judgment that we put, oh, well, I'm this age, so I can't be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing this. Or, well, by this time, I'm supposed to have done this. I should be in this space. This is all judgment. This is judging. This is you not trusting the process. All of this. This is you not accepting where you are. This is you not accepting you, not accepting who you are. This is you not believing in the process of your life, that these kind of things are supposed to take place. I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all are leaving comments and I'm missing it, but I'm trying to like refresh and look. So I hope you guys are enjoying this message. Oh, okay. Let me end the message with this because I almost forgot. If you are, then please hit the thumbs up and share. Let me share this with you guys. This actually came to me a few weeks ago. So there's a scripture. I'm probably not going to say the scripture right, but I'm going to try to just dance around it. A lot of you guys know the scripture, though. This is like the King James version. I'd rather pull up a different version, but it's okay. Okay, it don't even matter. Let me just go back. So judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mate, it shall be measured to you again. Okay, so I know we're not speaking in Shakespearean terms anymore. So yay is simply you, okay? So I love this scripture because what this scripture is saying that millions of people are not registering, and this was a message that came to me again a few weeks ago, very strongly, very accurately. For those of you who don't know, one of the services that I have is taking people into other lives, okay? Taking people into their past life, their most significant life that affects them today. And I knew this before I started doing this work because I've done a lot of studies on like NDEs. Those are people's near-death experiences. And also I've listened to people like Michael Newton, Dolores Cannon. These are people that have recorded, like they have thousands of recordings on people's regression sessions where they're going into their other lives and where they do the soul summary, which is also what I do, and they are able to speak to the souls. You know, their loved ones come through and stuff like that. And so one of the things that that is just evident for anyone doing regression work, you just know this, it's not up for debate, it's just what you see all the time. And that is, you see that us as humans, when we are going through our different life experience, like different lives, you end up experiencing one side of the coin, and then you also experience the other side. So, for example, a lot of you guys have heard me say that while you may be a woman now, you have also been a man. Or while you are a man now, you've also been a woman. Or while you are a Black man now, you've also been a white man before. You've also been a Chinese man before. You've been let's say that you've been an abuser. You've also been abused. This is one of the biggest purposes. It's not even like a purpose. It's like the way. This is like how humans come here to this earth experience and be able to experience all these different templates on the other spectrum, like from a different perspective. Now, again, this is not up for debate because unless I am a psycho, I've been speaking to these beings since I was about 5 years old. These beings as in my guides. And they have always told me that we've lived multiple lives. I've always known that this is not my only life. I have memory of my other lives, and I've never done a regression. The regression that I actually do on people, I have never had it done on me before. So this is not about me going under hypnosis and actually experiencing another life. This is me having memory with my conscious brain and me being very young and being told from source that I have lived thousands of lives, and so have you. So with all that being said, I love this scripture because the scripture is literally saying that whatever you are judging people by, that is what you will experience in another life, whatever it is. So a lot of y'all that's out here talking down on single moms all the time, baby, you're going to be a single mom. Okay. And a lot of y'all who are, I always say that, absent parents, absent moms and dads are going to be like, I really feel like they're like roaches in the next life. That's just my own theory. I'm doing my own case studies. I haven't had anyone that was a roach in another life, only like birds and dogs so far. But that's just my theory. But it's just one of those things that is, I see it all the time. If someone was a murderer in one of their lives, then they also have been murdered in the other life, or vice versa. A slave owner in one life, then they were a slave in another life. So what this scripture is saying, if you're just tuning in, I read the scripture. Actually, let me tell you what the scripture is. I read Matthew 7:1-3. Judge not that you will not be judged, for with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you mate, you shall be measured to you. It shall be measured to you again. This is literally saying that after the judgment, the judgment day, the judgment time, whatever you have been judging, you have to experience that. It's that humility that has to take place for a soul. So be careful, guys. Be careful when you're judging yourself and when you're judging others. I do this soul work all the time. All the time, I'm taking people into other lives for the purpose of releasing what they had been judging of themselves. Souls are dying with regret, with resentment, holding on to things, and it's all just judgment. If we talk about ghosts, a lot of you guys believe in ghosts. A lot of you guys see spirits. You've probably lived in a haunted house or been in one or whatever. All that a ghost is, or a haunted spirit, is an expansion of a person's soul that lived, or I should say died, with some level of regret, with some level of judgment, judging their experience. I have a really good example of this. I don't know if I'll share it though. I have a really good example of somebody doing a past life. But let me see if I'm gonna share it right now. Let me see if I'm missing any comments. If you guys are enjoying this live, then please hit the thumbs up. Let your girl know that you're here. Ask me any questions because it's about to end. Look at me at 40 minutes. On YouTube, y'all know we be on here for a minute. But I have been trying to stay in between 30 and 40-minute lives because it is not necessary for me to be on here for an hour and a half talking to y'all. I love y'all. It is not necessary. Okay. Let me try to log out and log in. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any of your comments, you guys. But definitely the message is your shit stinks too. That's the message. YouTube is already censoring me. This freaking mosquito. YouTube is already censoring me because I put that in the title. They're judging me. Like, what the hell? Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me go back and see if there's any more comments. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you for tuning in. This was definitely a message that I felt so led to share. Okay, so I think we're good. All right, you guys, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Share this video if you like this message. Please stop judging yourself. Please stop telling yourself that when the plans don't go as they planned, it was a failure. You're not trusting source when you're saying these things. You are really trying to be in the driver's seat and be the passenger princess or the passenger prince. That doesn't exist. You're making it up. Humans just made it up and you're just believing it. There's no such thing as mistakes or like anything that you weren't supposed to do. You cannot be in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is impossible. And teach your children this so that they do not grow up judging themselves and judging others as well. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys again. Until next time, peace out.